Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, April 17th, and this is the search news we covered over the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, thanks to John for the lighting. Things are much brighter over here now. In any event, this has been a sore topic in the webmaster community for a while. Google's been giving lots of mixed messages about what Penguin and Penguin are about. Are they being updated real time? Are they being pushed manually? Are they parts of it out real time, parts of it not manually? And I think John Mueller at Google went ahead and explained it well in last week's Friday recap. Friday's Webmaster Google Webmaster Hangout, where he basically explained how Penguin is updated. And he said there's parts of it that's real time, parts of it that's not. Specifically, when you disavow something, that is real time. When you disavow something, Google has to process that disavow file, make sure there's no errors, and then Google then has to crawl the web, do other things. That could be a little bit slower. And then for you to get out of this Penguin penalty, you actually have to go ahead and update the Penguin algorithm or refresh it by pressing some type of button at Google. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you got to refresh it manually. Now, the disavow capturing of the links is real time, but that's not put into their Penguin algorithm or their Penguin refresh until Google presses that button or whatever that is. And I think it's explained well. You have to watch this video to understand it. I think that's why there's a lot of miscommunication around that. Also on the Panda side, it's not necessarily about disavowing, but Google has to go ahead and process, and they do process your new content, your new site structure very quickly. It's almost in real time because they're crawling the web in real time, almost real time. But still, Google has to refresh that data in their index to go ahead and refresh the data in this Panda algorithm for that to actually take effect. And I think that's the disconnect. I think that's what people are having a hard time understanding in terms of what's real time, what's not real time. When Google says stuff is real time, yeah, it is kind of, but it's not. And there's contradictory advice around that, and Google doesn't want to explain more about it, which is a big issue in terms of their PR end. What do we got here? And John knows it. It's that simple. John and his team know that. And he basically said, if this page loads, he basically said it stinks, it sucks, it stinks that we're doing this. He responded to Ray Hoffman in a Google Plus thread, basically saying it sucks. It sucks that we cannot provide, that we do provide this type of information, that it's confusing to webmasters, that we can't provide clear guidance. And he said it's so bad, basically, that it's going to happen again. He can't promise that it's not going to happen again. He said it's likely going to happen again. And he said this over here, and I could quote it, Ray Hoffman, I agree, that sucks. Please call us out when you see this happening. I don't think we can eliminate all these cases. Sometimes the basis of the comment is changed internally, but it certainly does not do that by design. He's basically commenting about why Google can't give a straight answer on this topic. Moving on from that, Yandex, the largest search engine in Russia, bigger than Google, which is pretty big, last year or so, they dropped links. Last March, they dropped links for certain types of commercial queries from impacting their search algorithm or their search rankings because people were spamming it like crazy. Well, it didn't work. The head of Yandex, the search engine there, said it only led to a 16% reduction in the amount of paid links they saw in the index. Because of that, we're bringing back links, but not only as a positive ranking factor, but also as a negative ranking factor. And that's going to hopefully happen sometime in the next month or so. Bing is also testing a new, or actually not testing. If you go onto the Bing, if you go onto Bing on your mobile device, Android or iPhone, you'll see now that they show a mobile-friendly icon like Google did last year, and they still do. This is a sign to me Bing's going to announce something big around mobile friendliness as well, and I wouldn't be surprised to hear something from them in the next week or two. This is big also. All right, so Google announced the mobile friendly stuff is coming next week, April 21st. When they announced it back in February, they said immediately part of that mobile friendly algorithm is that if you have an Android phone and you have Android apps on that phone and you're signed in doing searches, if the apps on your phone or some of the apps on your phone use app indexing, which is a way for you to submit content to Google via structured format, saying these are the pages in the app, these are the content of the app that relate to these types of phrases. If that was the case, Google would then surface those apps higher in the search results and let people click on it to go directly into the app, into the content within the app that's relevant to your query. Hopefully that's not too hard to understand. But now they took it a step further. As of last night, even if you do a search in your Android device and you don't have the app installed, if there's apps out there that do app indexing and it's relevant to the query, Google's going to go ahead and show you those results. Google's going to go ahead and show you those results directly in the search results, and say install the app. It's going to say click here to install it. So you have to click install. You have to then go to the app Google Play Store, hit download, wait for it to download, and then after it downloads, it's going to take you directly into the content within the app, which is a nice step. And you can see a picture of it here. I'm not going to go through it. It's an animated GIF, but it is a pretty long process. But it's major. If you guys are running an Android app and you have app indexing deployed, this is going to be major for you guys, in my opinion. That's more about the mobile algorithm. Jennifer Slegg did a great post summarizing most of the stuff out there, about 30 different things going on around the mobile algorithm. I was thinking about doing it too, but I have a bunch of more questions I'm trying to wait to get answered from Google, and hopefully I'll post something Tuesday or something when it goes live. In any event, one more thing, Jennifer Slegg actually got this, is basically saying, in short, only things in the 10 blue links, the core blue links, the 10 blue links in the search results will be impacted by the mobile-friendly algorithm. That's it. You don't have to worry about in the news. You don't have to worry about YouTube videos embeds. You don't have to worry about local search, local packs. It's only the 10 blue links. Also, there's a lot of miscommunication out there, or people misleading webmasters or SEOs or website owners out there, basically saying if you do not have a mobile-friendly website by that date, the 21st, then Google's going to remove you from their index. And that's not true. Here's an email that went out to some people basically saying Google's removing your site from the search results this month if your site is not mobile-friendly. So make sure to hire us to make it mobile-friendly. That's not true. Google will not remove your site. It will only demote it slightly in the actual mobile search results, not in the desktop search results. And it's not going to remove it. It's still going to be there. And for branded search queries, as we discussed before, your site will still be listed probably number 1. This is new as of last night. Google officially dropped the URLs for most part in the search results and replaced it with a site name and the breadcrumb. Site name and a breadcrumb. Site name and a breadcrumb. You can actually go ahead and specify this stuff using their schema for site name as well as for breadcrumb. The site name is only supporting the US mobile results. This is only impacting the mobile results, although Google actually does show breadcrumbs in the desktop results. But I'm not a big fan of this. I think it looks weird. I think having the URL is pretty nice, especially if the sites deploy nice URLs. But Rand Fishkin and Danny Sullivan also dislike this new interface. Google is testing a new mobile design, specifically showing you line breaks between the URL in the mobile results and the actual search snippet. Here's the URL, here's the line break. You don't see that typically. Here's the normal results, no line break. I think it looks better without the line break, but Google's testing and constantly testing things, so keep that in mind. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. So Google's also testing, and this is something that Dan Barker found. This is interesting. If you do a search for something, I can't replicate this. This is people also ask, and this is like a refinement, a query refinement feature, which is pretty cool. You click on it, and I guess it takes you to more search results. And again, this is Dan Barker spotted this. Also, it's official. We discussed this a few weeks ago. Google launched a way for you to actually specify a change of address from a subdomain to another domain. It could be like something.blogspot.com, redirecting to a new domain. That's pretty cool. And I asked what's new. This is actually a feature from 3 weeks ago. Gary from Google said, now it's official. So now it's official. Google AdSense launched new publisher reports. They're pretty slick in terms of looking at them, but publishers are definitely not happy about the look and feel, about some of the features and missing certain features and so forth. But again, there are new publisher reports if you want to take a look at those. Google AdWords had a problem with their ad preview and diagnostics tool. This is actually fixed as of, I think, last night. But there were some problems with showing things, incorrect things were actually showing in that preview tool. Big news on the news front in the search industry is one, the European Commission is opening up an antitrust investigation against Google, specifically around both their shopping service and as well as around their Android platform, saying they're anti-competitive and there should be and they hurt competition and they are not valid. They're basically saying Google's using their dominance in search in Europe or around the world to go ahead and promote their own services above the competitors, and it's not fair. So they're going to do a whole antitrust investigation. I honestly do not know how it's going to come out. In the U.S., they tried it and they reversed it. But honestly, I really don't know how it's going to come out in Europe. I would suspect there's going to be some major issues for Google because Europe is a bit more anti-Google than America is. And finally, Yahoo and Microsoft officially renewed their search deal. And Bing, now Yahoo only has to display Bing ads on 51% of their desktop search results, which is much more flexibility for Yahoo. I hope that means they're working on their own internal search engine. I was hoping they might do some type of Hail Mary and say, hey, we have our own search ad network, we have our own search algorithms, and we're going back with Yahoo Search, homegrown, but didn't happen. Hopefully it will happen in the future. In any event, that pretty much covers the Search Buzz video recap. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search and Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Today, again, is Friday, April 17th, and thanks so much for listening. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.